Let's continue on with sketching some rectangles. Notice that there are a couple of types of rectangles: the corner rectangle, the center rectangle, the three-point corner rectangle, the three-point center rectangle, and the parallelogram. First, the corner rectangle. Corner rectangle is easy. You click one point, drag, and click the diagonal point. Again, that's click, click. The next type of rectangle is the center rectangle, and this gives you some construction geometry along with it. So you click the center of the rectangle and then drag out one corner. The rectangle is created symmetrically about the center. Again, click, drag, click. The third type is the three-point corner rectangle, which really should be called a rectangle at an angle. So in this case, you click one corner, drag one side, and then drag the second side. So the first click, click establishes the angle of the rectangle and the size of one side. And then the second drag and click establishes the sides of the second side. Now, if you notice that there's just too much junk on the screen, I see I'm getting an awful lot of symbols for relations and everything. You can turn those off. Go to the eyeglass drop-down and go down to the View Sketch Relations icon and make sure it is deselected. Okay. Again, we want to delete everything on the screen. So we know about the Control-A, Select All method. Here, I'm just going to click and drag a selection rectangle and then press Delete on the keyboard. Okay, let's look at some more methods for rectangles. What we've got left is the three-point center rectangle. So let's go ahead and draw one of these. Click the center of the rectangle, drag the angle that you want the rectangle to be displayed at, and then drag the second side. Again, click the center, drag the angle and half the length, and then drag the height. And the final type of rectangle that we have is the parallelogram. Click and drag one side, and then click and drag the other side. Click, click, click. Okay, we got that down. I want to practice with that a little bit. Press Escape to get out of the sketch tool, and Control-A to select all, and then Delete to remove everything from the screen. Now we have a few types of slots, and slots are fairly new in the SOLIDWORKS software. We've done these manually for a long time. It's nice to have a tool to do them very quickly. Okay, so the straight slot, click on that. Click on the center of one end, drag to the center of the other end, and then drag for the radius of the slot. Click, click, click. All right, let's look at another type. The center point straight slot. In this case, you click the center and then drag the center line symmetrically and then drag the radius. Click the center, drag the centered end, drag the radius. The three-point arc slot allows you to click on the center of one end, drag the arc, click to establish the radius, and then click again to establish the width of the slot. Again, that's click, 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 click. Okay, so the straight slots were 3 clicks, the curved slots are 4. And the final center point arc slot goes this way. You click the center point of the arc curvature, and then click the 2 endpoints of the arc, and then drag out the width of the slot. So again, that's click the center, drag the radius, click the endpoints, and drag the width. Okay. Escape, Control-A, delete to get rid of everything. We've looked at the 2 types of circles. Now let's look at the 3 types of arcs that you can create in SOLIDWORKS. The first type, I'm going to use the 3-point arc. Click one end of the arc, click the other end of the arc, then drag the radius. Click, click, click. The second type is the center point arc, where you click the center of the arc and then click the 2 endpoints of the arc. So that's click, click, click. The third type is the tangent arc, and the tangent arc assumes that you already have some sort of geometry on the screen. So you could have a line or an arc or even a spline. So you have to start sketching from the existing endpoint. Click and drag it out. You can flip convexity and click for the endpoint. Now this will allow you to continue drawing. Notice with the tangent arc, you can also create perpendicular arcs or reverse tangent arcs. And you can do those on either side. Now this is happening based on how I move my cursor. If the cursor comes off of the original arc from the endpoint perpendicular, then it's going to give me a perpendicular arc. If it comes off tangent, then it will give me a tangent arc. Again, escape, Control A, delete. The next entity is the spline, and the spline is just to create free-form curves. So this takes a little bit of practice. Just click wherever you want a control point. And these curves do take a little getting used to in order to get the hang of where to put the points to get the curvature you want. You can right-click on the spline, and there are a number of tools for dealing with the spline. So you can add a spline point, and that gives you an additional control point if you want. You can delete control points by clicking on the control point you want to get rid of and pressing delete on the keyboard. There are some other controls as well in the right mouse button menu, such as simplify spline, show spline handles, display control polygon, show inflection points, show minimum radius, and show curvature comb. But I will save these for a more advanced lesson on spline and advanced curvature. I'm just going to delete this spline and move on to some additional sketch tools. The next one is the ellipse, where you click the center, drag out one axis, and then drag the opposite axis. There is also a partial ellipse, where you do the same sort of routine where you click the center, drag one axis, drag the other axis, and then you drag the endpoints of the partial ellipse. There are 2 other types of curves that fall into the ellipse family. One is the parabola, and the second is the conic. Let me demonstrate these. The parabola requires for you to click the focus of the parabola, and then click to establish the angle, and then click and click for the 2 endpoints of the parabola. The conic entity is a little bit different. It requires for you to click one endpoint, then the other endpoint, then what's known as the vertex, which is off of the curve, and the final selection is for the shoulder point. So let's go through that again. Endpoint, endpoint, vertex, shoulder.